All right. I'm getting my incoming call from Vinny. Here comes my incoming call from Vinny.
Hey, what up, Frank?
Hello, Vinny. How you doing, bruv?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a rough patch, man. 2020 was hard on me, man. I left my girl in December, and I was homeless for like 9 months
Oh, okay.
because of COVID and shit.
Yeah,
Couldn't find a
COVID.
place to
COVID's
live.
raging all around the world, isn't it?
Yeah, and like, well, when you break up, like, it costs money and stuff. So my credit went down,
Right.
and I couldn't find a place to live because of my credit score, and then I couldn't find a place to visit because of COVID. But my son got deployed because he's military, and he lent me his apartment, and I found this place. So I got a place to live now since August. So I've been getting back on my feet. I'm doing really good actually now.
Good. I'm glad to
I
hear it.
had a rough, yeah, yeah. I'm doing good, man. So
That's
you have a podcast you wanna do. How does this work?
Well, the podcast is at Soundclick. It's called Sincere
Mhm,
Webcasts. There's also a Facebook
mhm.
asset for it, but basically, because you're a SoundClick artist for the hip hop general, I wanted to just record this conversation as like an interview for the podcast, so that I could feature you at Sincere Webcast at SoundClick as like a featured artist.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
All right, cool. I was just looking at your page at
Okay,
SoundClick at the moment. Man, you've been there since like February 2005.
already. Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long venture. I think that's roughly when me and you started talking.
That's right, yeah. Because we were chatting via MSN.
Yeah, back then. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what happened in my venture earlier is that there was this thing called mp3.com,
right.
and I had an interview with Butcher T on the radio down here, and I ended up in the battle of new track, and ended up winning and
Yeah,
getting in
man.
rotation and all. So I had a buzz going on, and I wasn't really ready to supply the demand to that buzz. I had to get a website. I had to get a bunch of shit. And there was a site called mp3.com where you could actually sell and download the songs. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I signed up. I get the platinum thingy, and I get a letter in my email saying that they sold their shares to download.com, who's going to be giving away all the material for free.
Right.
So I said, oh, that sucks. That's not what they said on the front page.
Yeah, right.
So I figured I wanted to make an alternative to that. I didn't know one thing about coding, so I had to find out people on the net, and man, I didn't know nothing, man. I was on the streets, and I had to become a geek.
Right.
And slowly but surely, I started learning about coding, and I reached out to a lot of people on the internet.
Man,
I
you
found
taught
out
me a
through a
few
lot of
things
things.
about coding and that.
Yeah,
Back in the day, you showed me
and
quite a few things with the HTML and that.
yeah, and two of my good friends became website coders too. I lost one of my engineers.
Right.
I lost one of my sound engineers to coding. But it's cool. I don't gotta build websites no more.
Right. I mean, you got quite advanced because
uh,
you started doing the PHP thing before loads of people on the internet were doing PHP. You were doing it.
yeah, it was hours and hours of coffee, man.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. No, the late nights.
And ounces of weed too,
Yeah.
man. Like you like I didn't even have a I didn't even have a high school degree, man.
Right.
I just like spent all this time learning and learning and learning on the web till I fell asleep
I remember because you would
because
just.
my goal wasn't go ahead.
I just say I remember because you showed me that you could just like you could turn a website into a notepad and you would basically
Yeah,
extract all the code from the notepads and
yeah.
learn what code did what.
Exactly that's how I taught myself. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a witness. That's exactly how but I got lucky. I got a um I don't know what my IQ is, but I learn fast,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well
And
said.
I picked up a lot of like useless knowledge to a musician, but it was actually useful to anybody that wants to start a business, you know.
Right.
And I really got to a point where I missed being an artist. I was wearing all the hats, you know. For Trinity Records, I had to be the owner, I
Right.
had to be the booking agent, I had to be the manager of Vinny Rebel, I had to be the publicist, I had to be everything,
Yeah. Right.
you know.
Nightmare.
And
That's
I came to a point where I was trying to be Vinny Rebel because I was being everything but
yeah.
just to try
Over
to get
committed,
going
aren't you?
on it,
You
you
get
know.
over committed in the dedication to. And you had a lot
Yeah.
of artists as well
Uh,
on Trinity, didn't you? Can you tell people what Trinity Records is all about?
okay, man. Very young. I'm one of the first white rappers in America, and I come from a place where like black people were fed up of white racists, and you know you can't blame them. And in my area where I grew up, um, when I went to school, I was minority. They was trying to tell me about visible minority, but there's like 50 white kids in my school,
Right.
and yeah, everybody else was an immigrant. So I had to deal with secondhand racism all my life. You know, I call it secondhand racism is that people that had to deal with racism and they don't trust white people and they don't realize they're being racist. They're just protecting themselves, right?
Right.
So I was trying to rap, man. To me that was my culture. But white people didn't want a white rapper doing black people stuff,
Right.
and black people either.
Yeah.
I remember once I was at Sony's and they gave some lame excuse. They said they would really sign me, but it'd be 65% of everything.
Right.
And the shit I write, and I said, well, you didn't tell me I'm good. I'm a risk me. But if you're not willing to take that risk, then I am. Maybe one day I'll press a record label and send you a tape and you Walkman. And little did I know, eventually I would call it King Records, but before I died, and it is
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
God
Hang on, Vinny, you're breaking up a bit. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
there.
Yeah.
So said that little did I we call it Trinity Monday, but my father and the Trinity is between God, Father, and His Son. And I thought that could nothing could be a better name because what would represent me better, what would live forever if I died would be my music.
Right.
Only that could communicate between me and God and my son.
Right.
So and I set out to put out my own album and be my own label and have my own freedom to do whatever. I never did it for money. Um, I just wanted to do it, you know.
And your own label
And
is Trinity
that gave me
Records,
the chance
isn't
to
it?
be
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And at Trinity Records, we was about we were purists. So the guys that I helped out, they had that focus, the same vision. They wasn't trying to get rich with music or whatever. They was just trying, beating those. I was able to bullshit and be on stage or on the right and in the studio, do the right, totally because everybody money to rap. Montreal is not a rich city for rap music,
What,
and
Montreal in
so
Canada
if
is
you rap,
not?
it's because you love it.
Right.
Yeah, there's there's big culture here, but the money's not there.
Yeah.
So if you rap out here, you're doing it because you love it. You're not trying to like sell records or you
Right.
can't be selling out because there's nothing to sell out to.
Yeah, right.
You know, and so the idea was to create locally and hopefully expand globally.
Right.
You know, with a bit of luck.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I was getting into trouble sometimes, because you need money to do certain things.
Mm.
So the last time cost me a lot.
Right.
And yeah, I've been slow for a minute, but found a job
Right.
and I managed to get my life together and slowly, surely getting my shit on track. Be
Yeah.
able to buy me a new studio soon.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
I got my distro kid set up so I could sign 5 artists.
Okay.
Hopefully, be putting stuff out soon. I'm considering putting a barcode with Spotify and everybody else on my EP.
Okay.
Finally making it accessible, but I still have some decisions to make whether I want to worry about the algorithms or just do my thing.
Right. Algorithms can really suck at times, can't they?
Yeah, because my friend Coops, he's doing good with the algorithms,
He is.
and
Oh,
he
that's
told me
good.
if I put up my old shit, he's that the algorithms would recognize that it's old, and
Yeah.
I basically shoot myself in the foot.
Okay.
But right now I'm living off of construction, man,
Pardon me.
and
Yeah.
I'm really loving it. I get to go to work. I do 40 hours a week, not 100.
Right.
You know, and I get paid whatever in any job because it's construction. To even think about like asshole the rest of the
Yeah.
I've been legit, man, and it's working for me.
Yeah.
And that long time ago, I thought I went to,
Right.
you know. So now this other parody concept of hard knock life.
Hard Knock Life here.
It's called Lunchbox. Yeah, it's called Lunchbox Life.
Lunchbox Life.
Hey man, if you're gonna keep a real man,
Yeah.
go to date. I always keeping real. When I was she wasn't keeping real. I understand. I always wanted to prove the people that you know, like, possible that
Right.
from a area life you see the light one day. And my second piece called me is basically about that. It's about coming with a gun and someone. And if I could do it, then if you tag along, maybe you could do it too.
Yeah. Right.
And so, yeah, man, this lunchbox project is probably gonna give me a snap door.
You still there, Vinny?
I'm there after you answered your question.
Sorry. What was it?
Yeah, you asked me an opportunity where I was going with
Yeah.
it and this. So
Right. I'm still looking at your Soundclick. You've only got the 6 songs there, haven't you?
yeah,
You know, like,
the songs I put out on the web, they're registered
yeah,
can, so I know
because
the royalties from that.
I know you got loads of songs. You actually got like quite a big catalogue, haven't you? Really, of material that you have done in the past.
Uh,
And the guys that you used to have
yeah,
working with you,
if you know which ones
some
they
of the
are.
cats that you had rapping with you as well, on Trinity Records.
Yeah,
And you rap in
I had
French
Reggie
as well,
Charles,
don't
I
you?
had Coops a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you rap in
and
Canadian French as well,
my
don't you? As well as English.
I'm an English rapper, but
Yeah, yeah,
I use French, so I know them all.
yeah,
I might help everybody also.
yeah. I'm just
I
looking
had
at your
no choice
song.
to rap French. I did called Montreal in French,
Right.
and I ended up touring Quebec with it. So
Yeah.
that was weird.
Was it?
I didn't try and that market that song or whatever. I just put it on the website, and all of a sudden everybody had it,
Yeah.
and cool.
Cool.
Again, get to do shows with people that shit on their tapes and stuff, and I said, "Cool, man." And I doubled around. I'll be honest with that.
Right.
It's actually a pretty good experience, man. It taught me a lesson to tap into every market.
Right. You know, like my favorite tune of yours is the Elements of Corruption. That's like such a big tune. That's a classic Vinny Rebel tune for me. I love that
Yo,
tune.
you have to hear that shit, man. Oh, I got a new version of that. It's gonna be it's badass.
It's a badass new version, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward to peeping that. You'll have to let
Yeah.
me hear it. There's also another tune. Oh, go on then. What's that?
And
You will send it to me. Yeah, no, do please.
yeah, you motivate me to go.
Like super pimp as well.
You're gonna be
Right.
hey, you know what?
Oh.
I wish I get. I gotta show you something else with that.
Yeah, no, do yeah.
I did a mashup with that. Yeah, I did a mashup with that just to see how it sounds.
Right.
When I wrote Super Pimp, I wanted Lil Kim on it.
You wanted Little Kim on it, did you? Oh.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that would cost, but not that much.
So
She'd probably only
I went and got an acapella.
anything from $15,000
Say
to
that again?
30. Yeah.
Yeah, so I went and got an acapella from Lil Kim
Right. Oh, okay.
and did a mashup with it.
Right.
I got a new beat for it and everything, and it's pretty dope. And I'm sure if I could get her to hear it, she would
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, man."
Right.
And right now, though, because it's a mashup and stuff, like I'm not putting that on the web, you know.
Okay.
If I can make you listen to it.
Yeah. No, I want to hear that. I want to hear that version. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear that for real.
Oh yeah, I will when your kids ain't here, I'll play it on the sound system through the phone and
All
you
right.
hear it.
Safe. How many kids have you got now? Because you had two boys when I first got to know you over 10 years ago.
Yeah,
It's like almost
I got
20
4 kids
years.
now.
You have
Yeah,
3. Wow.
4,
And your
4
children are
kids.
mixed race as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all from St. Vincent.
Right. So I'll be playing both those tracks
Yeah, a lot
within this podcast.
too, man.
What's that?
But my life is better.
Okay.
I said a lot has changed, but my life is better.
It is.
I don't do as much music as I used to, but
Right.
my life is way, way, way better. I miss the scene though. I miss going on stage and all this and all that.
You do, because you had the
But
van and
I don't
everything.
miss
You had the
getting into
van with all the,
trouble for music.
yeah, with the writing on. You had the van with the
Yeah,
writing on it, everything. And you had cats, man. You had so many people spitting for you on Trinity and that and doing stuff. I remember.
yeah, yeah. Well, although when guys talk about thanks to the guys that paved the way, you know, I feel flattered. I know that I had a part to do with it. You know,
Yeah.
I've been holding it down for over 25 years
Mm.
before I decided to take a break. And there's nothing wrong with taking a break, you know,
Yeah. Right.
especially when you know you really tried everything you could
Yeah.
and even went to jail for it.
Yeah.
Like, eventually, it's time to get your shit together, man, you know, and start looking at a plan B.
Yeah.
And so I don't regret that at all.
Yeah. No
But my
regrets.
plan B turns out that is working out for me, and
Yeah.
I might be able to, you know, get back into plan A one day because of it.
For real.
You know, music never dies in you, man. You see, you can take a guy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of him. The same thing with music, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can't take, you can take me off stage, but you can't take the stage off of me.
Yeah.
You know,
Well
I
said.
miss it. I miss it. If somebody called me and said, you want to do a show, I say, sure, man. Provide transportation, food, and shelter. I'm there. You know?
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. How's things been going on your end?
You know, like it's a bit similar to what you're going through. I've all sorts really. I've lost a couple of homes and that I was only renting. Loads of people have died. Like both my parents are dead. I don't know.
Oh,
Like
I remember I saw one of those articles.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to prison. Um, People are getting murdered. People are being frauds. Uh, I got shit going on with university all over again. I've been in and out of recovery with addiction issues. I've been doing stuff with politicians and whatnot. I'm trying to sort my life out. I'm like living in a place provided by a local charity, and you know, just trying to sort my life out really and find my feet again to like get my shit together. So, but don't have any kids or anything like that, and you know, like just trying to take my time and do the right thing. So, and make some music now and
For real,
then.
man.
Yeah, you know, and do this podcast thing. So,
And the psychology, you got your degree.
yeah,
How's that looking for you?
yeah, it's looking all right. It looks good, you know. Like it's something I'm going to be concentrating on for the next 5 years because I'm the way I'm going about it is 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 unconventional. It's not normal because I'm wanting to do so many different stages until I've like, and it's going to cost me a lot of money. It's going to cost me well over £20,000 to like to
Mm-hmm.
take the direction I'm going in, and that with some little bits of politics and little bits of law here and there, some of the space stuff and that, and my therapy, little bits of my therapy bunged in as well here and there. But yeah, the main that main root of it is a sort of psychology, you know, in the arts and sciences and like and humanities type thing. But yeah, a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
psychology and a lot of thinking. Give myself time to think and that before I settle down. But once I've finished it, I'll have my masters done, my open masters, and I can make my mind up on what route exactly I might take if I do a PhD, but it's just finding the money for that, because I would have spent all the money I had
Yo,
available.
I was just thinking that a rapper with a psychology degree could probably school KRS-One, man. That's like fucked up,
I
right?
could school KRS-One. Wow, that's saying something. Yeah, sure. Sure, that'd be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, for real.
Yeah, well, you definitely would. You know, with that degree, you definitely have the skill to analyze shit, right?
Yeah, right.
And as an artist, you got the skill to rhyme.
Yeah.
I mean, the potential behind that is whoa.
Mm, for real. But you're
Yeah,
no stranger to
just
that
like as
yourself.
a friend, you know.
You're no stranger to that yourself. You know, you're intelligent and wise young man, and
Yeah,
you're not shy of all the hardest and hurtful things in life as far as life experience goes. Like, you broke it down
hmm
yourself in your lyrics time to time.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember one of your big tunes, one of the big tunes, one of the ones that you was of your main focus when I was first getting to know you, was living in poverty. That was like, living in poverty was
Yeah, man.
I don't mind, you tried to, like, it was marketable to me. I was at the time, I was just getting to know you. That is a big tune, and you did all right with that, didn't you? It's got some, you had quite a bit of interest from the
I
internet,
really appreciate you saying that, man,
and
because like
the press kit that you
that's
put
not the
together at
song
the
that
time.
moves the most. You know,
Yeah,
it's not gonna make anybody dance or nothing.
yeah, you know,
But
yeah.
you know what? There's a big story behind that,
That's
man.
a really
My
profound
mom's.
track. Yeah,
I lived. I was on the streets. I was 15.
yeah,
I didn't have a home, you know, and I wrote that song when I was when I left home. I went to the ballpark because that's where I used to hang out, and so all my friends went home, and then I was alone at night, you know. And
yeah,
so I was listening to my Walkman, and beats and shit, and I wrote that song. And the next day, I started showing everybody what I wrote, and I felt there was something to it. Everybody around me felt there was something to it. And I felt like if I gotta write a whole album just to put this out, I will. And that's how I got started into wanting to put out an album and getting serious about my music. Because until then, I just liked it.
yeah.
So living in poverty to me is the song that changed everything. It's the one that um, proposed. Is that a word in English?
Yeah?
Proposed me to pursuing a rap career.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, by all means necessary.
Yes, right. Some EPMD language.
Actually, that was KRS-One too.
And KRS-One too, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So along with that, I did a lot about the songs. On my EP, I put that one out because my EP was gonna be like I was gonna use the EP to, for one, respond to the buzz I had created on the radio when the time comes,
Yeah,
and two, I wanted to. My album was gonna be named When the Time Comes.
yeah,
So I didn't mind putting the song on the EP because that was out, but I wasn't ready to put out the album yet. So I just made an EP that would announce the album.
right.
But I had a problem with going to jail all the time, and every time
Yeah,
I was going to go on tour,
yeah,
I was going to see my lawyer from behind bars. So I ended up never putting out that album and getting fed up of going to jail to try to put it out.
yeah,
It's ready though, sitting here. I
yeah,
would just need money to market it.
yeah. Well said.
I sold 5,000 copies of that EP on the streets.
For real.
Like bootlegging it and shit. Yeah,
That's
and
sick. That's sick. That's sick though. That's really good. That's a really
I
good.
see that's
That's a
the
really good
problem. I
unit.
didn't see it that way. I felt like an underachiever, man.
Did you?
I didn't. Yeah, man.
What the fuck? Like, if I did something
I
like that
felt like
with, like, some of the producers that I've been working with, like Gija or Anno Domini, if I actually physically, even if I just gave them away, like, say I just handed them out for nothing after doing a show and that,
actually I used to hustle that shit like if
they'd
I
be
used
really
to hustle that
impressed with
shit like
that.
it was weed, man. Like,
They'd be really impressed with that. That would really impress
yo,
them. 5,000.
if you ever been to Montreal, there's these festivals, right?
Yeah,
And people come up with their rides and they're rolling at 2 miles an hour and shit, right?
yeah,
So I would drop the I would if I would hear a song that goes with when the time comes, like back then it was Chameleon, you see me rolling,
right,
and I would hear that shit, man. I would go to that guy and drop a CD in his ride and say, "Yo,
right.
listen to this, man. I'll be back." And I keep doing that for about 4 or 5 blocks down the road, and then run back and catch the first car and say, "Yo, you got $10, man." And I would take whatever he want. You know, if you got 10, 5, 7, whatever, even if you got 3. One dude tried to just ran off and stole it, and I was proud of him. Like, like I ain't gonna call the cops or nothing, but he don't know that. Like, he
Yeah.
actually risks getting caught. Yeah, so I spent 2 summers doing that, and I sold 5,000 in 2 summers.
That's cool.
And but it was a lot of work, man. I spent about 10, 12 hours on the street all day, running after these things and
Right.
going home. And I had my own setup for distribution, so I was making my own CDs, burning my own CDs, printing my own CDs, mastering. I was doing it all. So at nighttime, I would spend hours and hours making more CDs for the next day.
Right.
Make another batch, make another batch.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up, I had to run the label.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work, man. Like, yeah, if you see a guy that's doing his own thing and he's selling shit on the streets, man, give him $10, man.
For real,
He's really
absolutely.
overworking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come through town or they come from Bristol or up north and that, and they got CDs and
Just give
that.
him
They got
ten
CD.
bucks. If people
Yeah.
like the music, give him $10, man. The guy's trying to not sell drugs.
That's right. So
You know?
that's right. So saying that. Yeah. And like
I
there's a
know
load of
exactly what he
DJs as
said.
well. You've got the local DJs around here and that, and the DJs who make all these compilation CDs and stuff, and then people and that, and they go around trying to shop their mixes and stuff.
Well, that's how Trinity was doing our thing, man.
Yeah.
The guys that follow me, like we were doing guerrilla marketing, and we were attacking the streets, man, directly,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
we would take anybody on, like put your money where your mouth is. If you think you want to diss me, let's go.
Yeah. Right.
We battle right away.
Yeah.
And so it's been that way, man. We battle people for money over here because it's probably the only money you're ever gonna get for rapping anywhere.
That's right. No, for real. I was like, that's how I feel about it. Like, it's so difficult over it, unless you buy into a license and that and get other people to put money into, like, I mean, you can make things happen with a few £100 or a few £1,000. Do you know what I mean? To generate some money back, just to make a little bit of money back. But that's all you really ever make. Do you know what I mean? And when it comes to like doing gigs and that, or busking or anything like that, I mean, it's the bit of change at the end of the day. But you're right.
And back then, you had to make a video to sell your album. Now
Oh,
you
this
gotta make a video just for
video,
people
yeah.
to
I mean,
listen
these
to
sync.
your music for free.
synchronization licenses and
You're
stuff.
not selling albums.
I mean,
Your album became a marketing tool, just like the video did.
yeah,
Just so that you could and you could be like a publicity puppet for like Spotify and Napster and all of them.
yeah, right. They got platforms in England
The
like that.
game done changed, man.
They're,
That's why I say if you see somebody like knocking CDs on the streets, man, give him $10.
that's right, yeah.
He fucking need it, man.
Because the fucking artist does need it. The fucking artist needs it. The producer needs it as well. You know, like
And to all the artists, man, I get
I
asked these
see it.
questions all the time, man.
Yeah,
If what is it that guys that want to follow our footsteps and become rappers ought to do? Yo,
yep,
stop taking courses to become a studio engineer.
yep,
Fuck.
yep.
Everybody, is taking beat lessons and studio lessons, trying to be their own. We have too many technicians and not enough lawyers and accountants and all of that shit.
That's right. Yeah, no, for real.
Stay in school. Go back to school.
Go back to school, indeed.
That's what
Yeah.
I did. That's
Education
what I did.
recommended.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Well said, Vinny.
You want to, yeah, man. Like Dre, they don't call him Dr. Dre for nothing, man. He got a PhD in music production.
Yep. Can I ask you, who are your favorite hip hop artists, Vinny?
Um, I have to say Ice-T.
Oh, for real.
I have to say Ice-T. That's why when everybody was going crazy over Biggie and Tupac, and I used to be like, well, I'm still down with Ice-T. Like,
Do, do you like Syndicate as well? Do you like all the Syndicate stuff? Syndicate rappers?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, for real. Everlast and
Uh,
that.
I looked up to Ice-T like a role model,
Yeah,
um,
for real.
to survive on the street and everything. And yeah, I really did, man. There's a lot of stuff he said that I actually used in real life situations,
That's
and
right.
I'm still here to talk about it today. And
I'm glad you said
you
that.
just have to make sense of what he says, you know.
Yeah. If
So
there's
to
an
me,
I,
Ice-T was the shit, man.
yeah, no, for real.
You know.
It's what's your favorite iced tea joint? Your favorite jam, your favorite song?
Hmm.
It,
Drama.
really?
Yeah. Yeah. 4 in the morning, lights in my face. That's the time, you know the place. Cuffed in the room with the two-way glass. Detective in effect, cold dog on my ass. What's your date of birth? What's your real name? I stuck with my alias, I know the game. Cause they don't know who you are and they don't know what you done. You're just making this hard on yourself, son. I know this shit about heart. I'm too clever. Have you ever been arrested before? Nope, never. DA reject all over his face. You see? No confession, no case. Then my boy started in and talking and telling, and son of a bitch, he was a snitch. Drama.
Drama, yeah, for real. Yes, Philly.
Yo, you gotta check out that album, man. Power is a badass album.
Power is a brilliant album. Yeah, absolutely brilliant album.
Yeah,
Mm.
like with all Ice-T songs are good. Like, everybody knows Ice-T because of colors and shit,
Yeah,
you know. But there's a lot of songs that are way deeper than that.
for real. I love the Power album. That is one of my favorites at the time. I really love that album. I love Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon is such a brilliant track.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
when Iceberg came out, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened to me, but I sort of went wrong when Iceberg came out. But yeah, no, Power is
Mhm.
absolute classic.
Yeah. It's my favorite Ice-T joint, man. Uh, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
From the intro to the outro, man, it all stuck together. It's an amazing album. It taught me a lot about making music and having a concept And I respected him so much because he got his boys off the streets with his shit. That he built his own label. He built, the rhyme sneaking and all. And I said, man, I wish I could do that for Montreal, man.
Yeah. You still can.
And well, that's what ever since my youth I've been working on it. That's what gave birth to ideas like Trinity Records and all of that shit.
What
I
I've
have helped out everybody I could.
Yeah.
But I just knew that my resources were limited.
Yeah,
And I never signed
likewise.
exclusives with nobody. I let everybody, if you want to roll with me, you okay. And if you decide to turn around and fly off your own wings, man, I ain't gonna hate you for it, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, right, for real. That's what I've learned as well. That's exactly the same attitude I learned. Because what you have to do is when you brand something, you brand what you're doing, and you're going to share that development with other artists. You just got to like nurture that niche. I mean, the niche will just grow. It will just grow and grow. It does it incrementally, or it does it comprehensively. But whether either or a bit of both at times. But it will just keep doing it and doing it. But funds will be limited.
I know my limitations. I can't make you a star.
Yeah.
But I can help you get there. I have a studio here in Montreal. I got one in Quebec City.
Yeah.
I know guys that are from all over the province. I've got contacts in Toronto and Vancouver. I could have your ass recorded probably anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
So I could do that, but I can't promise to make you a star. Like once your shit is ready to sell, it's on you. Like I'm not gonna be your manager and everybody else at the same time.
Yeah.
I produced it. Now, if I got you from point A to point B, man.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
If you want that Ferrari, then you either use car. And, and that's me.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I'm honest, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at least we do good music, and you at Trinity Records, if you're with us, then you have the freedom to be yourself. No one's gonna tell you not to say this or not to say that. You say what you want to say. Just mean it, though.
Yeah. For real.
As long as you mean it, and we'll back you up, man. And we'll make music with that. And we'll try to find a market for you. And once you target your market, you know where you're going. And we'll throw you in the right direction. But that's all we do. We do artist development. We don't make stars. We just develop artists.
Yeah.
That's Trinity Records.
You know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. Vinny, thank you very much.